What's up, NBA fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Explicit NBA podcast. I'm your host, PT, and this is, of course, brought to you by thewinningtake.com. Now, in our last podcast, we lacked a little bit of excitement and real news, breaking stuff, but definitely not for this episode. No, there's plenty, and at the quote-unquote focal point of it is Kyrie Irving. Yeah, loaded play on words there. That's right, Kyrie Irving, the 2011 #1 draft pick, apparently doesn't want to play with LeBron and the Cavaliers anymore. He requested to be traded, and his main reason seems to be that he wants to be the quote-unquote focal point for another team. LeBron James is, quote, blindsided and disappointed. So, wow, as if free agency couldn't get any more crazy, Kyrie wants to contribute to the madness. Now, he did leave a list of teams that he would be interested in playing for, and there is a slight pattern to these teams, except for one of them. So, he wants to be, or he's interested in playing for the New York Knicks. Why, Kyrie? Why would you do that to yourself? The Miami Heat. Okay, another team, and the Minnesota Timberwolves, the champions of free agency. Yeah. So, oh, I left out one, and that's because it doesn't follow the pattern. Now, the final and the fourth team he listed was the San Antonio Spurs, and I think this is just a kind of a wish for Kyrie. I mean, who doesn't want to play for the Spurs? Now, I guess let's go ahead and break this down. I mean, we'll get into the rest of the news later, but I know y'all want to hear about this Kyrie Irving thing. So, yeah, he wants to play for those different four teams, or he's most interested in those four teams. But will it happen? It really depends on the Cavaliers front office. Now, the thing that was brought up later whenever this news came about 25-year-old Kyrie Irving, is that he would be forfeiting a possible $200 million Supermax contract should he leave the Cavaliers. Yeah, it's sort of a loyalty thing that you get a Supermax contract when you play with a team for a long enough time. So Kyrie, it's hilarious. In 2014, he tweeted out he's quote, in this for the long haul with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Well, I guess not. Insert snake emoji here. He's under contract until looks like 2019 off season, or maybe 2020. I'm not sure. Either way, it really doesn't sound like he's gonna be on this team much longer. 3 days ago, Kyrie was reported having said the Cavaliers are in a very peculiar place after some offseason moves. They signed Jose Calderon and Kyle Korver, and they fired their GM, and they're looking for a new GM. And yeah, they're really not getting anything done. And he said they're in a peculiar place. Was he perhaps thinking about leaving then? Their question is, the latest question on this Kyrie thing is, how long has he been dwelling on or thinking over leaving the Cavaliers? I mean, this is Cleveland's boy. Kyrie Irving was Cleveland's player when LeBron was in Miami. You know, it's like he was sort of the focal point then, and you wonder, have these past three seasons with LeBron, like, have they just bothered Kyrie that he's not, in the spotlight as much as LeBron is? And what I'm trying to say is it shouldn't bother him. So let me go ahead and take an opinion here. If I'm Kyrie, I want to stay with LeBron. I don't know why it makes sense, you want to have attention, but I really feel like he has enough attention and he gets enough praise, and he gets plenty of it from LeBron, I mean, Cleveland fans love him. The whole basketball fandom, the whole NBA fandom is just is just blindsided, just like LeBron, by this decision, this request for a trade from Kyrie. I mean, who could have predicted this? It's just, he's under contract still. It's just out of the blue, you know? It's a total shocker. Now, let's look at this. This is actually from LeBron.legacy on Instagram, the best LeBron James fan that I know of personally, and I do know him personally. He brought this to light. He says, and this is statistical, Kyrie without LeBron has a 78 and 152 record, 0 playoff appearances, and was in the NBA lottery draft every season. Kyrie with LeBron has a 161 and 85 record, 3 straight NBA Finals appearances, and 1 championship. A championship that was historical, and he had like insane performances throughout the whole final playoff series with Golden State. I mean, it was just, I don't get it. Why throw away all the nostalgia and the history and everything? And honestly, if you are going to move on or want to move on from LeBron, you don't do it like this. This is comparable, unfortunately, to the whole Westbrook Kevin Durant thing, because I mean, LeBron said it. He's blindsided. He's shocked. You got to talk to your teammates about this kind of thing. You got to communicate. I mean, I thought I knew stuff. Apparently I don't. I thought that Kyrie and LeBron had a good relationship, and that surely if one of them wanted to leave, I mean, surely LeBron would tell him what's on his mind if he wanted to go to the Lakers, which I doubt he ever will. We'll get to that later. Maybe, if I even want to pay that any attention. But apparently Kyrie just doesn't care to tell LeBron how he's feeling. Maybe this is sudden. Maybe this has been boiling up inside of him. He wants more attention, and that's fine. I mean, I'm going to make a comparison here. Patrick Beverley, in a recent interview, said that whenever Houston changed their game plan and essentially made James Harden the point guard, he missed having the ball as much. He wanted to go somewhere where he was needed, and that's smart, you know. It's Patrick Beverley though. It's not Kyrie Irving. It's a little bit different. So I mean, I understand it a little bit, but still, it doesn't quite make sense that he just wants to leave. But I mean, this isn't a rumor or a theory. This appears to be the real deal, and I mean, people are just blowing up Kyrie's social media, blowing LeBron's, and just all hell's breaking loose in NBA free agency 2017. It's crazy. Now let's revisit the teams that he mentioned he was interested in. Yeah, let's do that. So the New York Knicks. Okay, so they could definitely use him, and mostly because they let go of Derrick Rose, who may go to the Cavs now. Who knows? If Kyrie does leave, they would definitely need him. But okay, so he would definitely be depended on in New York. It would be like the Kyrie Irving show with Kristaps and like crickets chirping. Melo, I guess. He's not gone yet. Still tons of rumors about Melo leaving ever since the trade deadline, and there still are. Yeah, anyways, he wanted to play for Miami, so it would be the Kyrie Irving and was it Hassan Whiteside show? What about Dragic? You know what I'm saying? It's just another team that he requested to go to, or was interested in rather, was the Timberwolves. And just like the Heat, they are already comfortable with a point guard. They just picked up Jeff Teague, a former All-Star, met LeBron in the 2015 Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know. I don't even know how Minnesota would acquire Kyrie or what they would trade or whatever, but surely upon hearing this news that he's not happy in Cleveland, every team is looking for something to trade for Kyrie, looking for something to pitch to him, just something. I mean, I think it was NBA on TNT or SportsCenter or somebody, they were like, they listed every team that would be interested in Kyrie Irving, and they put 29 teams down. Yeah, all except the Cavs. I mean, of course the Cavs would be interested in him, but they already have him for now. Yeah, every team wants this dude. He looks good in every uniform. He looks good in any system that has a couple of decent bigs and some depth, but needs a primary ball handler. And you know, I wouldn't mind seeing it. It's absurd, but I wouldn't mind seeing Kyrie carry a team, or see him try to carry a team. Will they make the playoffs? Statistically, no. A team carried by Kyrie cannot make the playoffs. Historically, not statistically. Historically speaking, it cannot make the playoffs. And I mean, it's the wrong time to be looking to leave LeBron, if you ask me. The West is just growing and growing in numbers and strength and all-stars, and the East is dwindling down to the 76ers looking like a decent finals choice, and well, of course with the Celtics. But is this the time to leave LeBron and try to make another team great? No, there's plenty of powers to be dealt with in the NBA. You don't want to start over now, Kyrie. Oh man, if only we could read his mind or maybe get an interview. I'm sure he'll be locked in his house, avoiding media for a while, or maybe tweeting or something. Maybe we'll get some tweets from him, you know? Alright. Yeah, the Spurs with Kyrie. Let's look at that. Tony Parker maybe could finally play on the bench like he maybe should, you know? I mean, he's getting older. He can still run that system, and of course he knows it like the back of his hand. And he is Popovich's boy. He's been playing for the Spurs for like 55 years. And I don't know, maybe he would take the bench though if Kyrie came. Or maybe the Spurs would do a rather smart thing in my opinion and put him at the 2. Yeah, so that lineup would be Parker, Kyrie, Kawhi, Aldridge, and recently signed by the Spurs again, Pau Gasol. They made the same mistake twice. Why, Popovich? Why Spurs? I don't know. That dude can barely run, but apparently he's the center you want in San Antonio. That's the right choice apparently. Who knows? They're gonna get 60 wins, so you can't really knock them, right? The Spurs are gonna be Spurs, and they're gonna be successful, no matter who they got, because Popovich is that kind of coach. A little rant there. Yeah, Kyrie. It's about the biggest news. I mean, it's some of the biggest news we've got in this free agency. What do we get? We got Chris Paul to the Rockets. Tragic. Paul George to the Thunder. Okay. And I don't even know what else. Did we get any other big moves? I wish I had like an assistant here that could just like tell me. I mean, if I wanted that, I should probably get Max back on here for another podcast, but it'll happen soon enough. I know y'all enjoyed that. Moving on, the Lakers won. Pause. Did I really just say that? Yes, the Lakers won the Summer League. I know you haven't heard that sentence in a while. Lakers win. Okay, joke's over. Yeah, Lonzo Ball was NBA Summer League Player of the Summer, or whatever that title is. Tyus Jones, I believe, won it last year, but Lonzo won it this year, and number 2 draft pick, as you know, son of LeVar Ball, if you weren't aware by some miracle. Yeah, he's pretty freaking good. He's pretty freaking good. I talked about him a little bit on the last podcast, but I don't like the Lakers, mostly their fans, because they're kind of obnoxious, and we're not gonna get into that. But I do like Lonzo for the Lakers. It's the smart draft pick, and he's good. I'm sorry, that's so bland, but he racked up a few triple doubles, like what, 3 I think, and dropped 30 something on a team, and he beat Portland, who frankly, it's embarrassing to admit this, but I didn't know they were in the Summer League Finals. Somehow I missed like every Portland game, probably because I don't know a single player from their Summer League team. But yeah, they lost 110-98. Congrats to the Lakers for winning. Maybe they'll get a big old banner they can brag about. And now they finally have 17 of them, just like the Celtics. Just kidding, not really. 16-17, the record still remains. All right, in other feel-good news, the Celtics, as they were rumored to, as they were expected to, signed NBA Hall of Famer, well, future Hall of Famer, Paul Pierce, to a 1-day contract. We're assuming it is. It might be like a week or something, who knows. They signed into a contract, took a bunch of pictures. Man, he's looking old. He's retiring as a Celtic, as he should be. I know the NBA channel has been playing his games, some of his better ones, from his time with the Celtics, and yeah, the dude's a legend. He's like the second best small forward of all time. If KD just like retired today, he would be like the second best small forward of all time. LeBron's the first, and I know what I'm saying is KD is probably gonna be like fighting Paul Pierce for that second best spot, you know. But yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing, and it's good to see him retire in the jersey that he belongs in, you know. Moving on from that, I do have a really good segment that I want to do, but I'm not sure if I want to get into it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and read y'all some more NBA news. This is, once again, brought to you by, well, it's not brought to you by, but I'm using at NBA Rumor on Instagram. Great page for all NBA news. Let's run right through it. John Wall signed an extension with the Washington Wizards. Yes, the best point guard in the East. I'll say it again. The best point guard in the East signed a $170 million 4-year extension, making him a Wizard until... Is it gonna say it? I don't know. I don't want to do the math. It's gonna be 4 more years on top of his contract. I think it's like 2023 or something. But yeah, he's gonna be a Wizard for a while. This reminded me of the whole Harden extension, and I didn't give the rundown on that, I don't think. But just like the Rockets are doing, the Wizards are saving money by doing this because players will be getting paid more each year than guys like John Wall and James Harden come 2021, 2020, whatever year we're in. So it's financially smart if you're the team. It's like, I mean, James Harden and John Wall aren't declining anytime soon, so it's a smart move. It really is. Love John Wall on that team. He is just, man, he is smart. He is impressive. Really hope he keeps being the professional, mature player that he has turned into since joining the league. We all remember him coming out and doing the Dougie, and I mean, a couple years ago he got in a fight on a jet or something. But yeah, he's just really, I feel like he's a good class act guy whenever he's not like flashing gang signs after dunks. You know what I mean? He's a good franchise player. It's good for the Wizards. Yeah, the Heat re-signed Udonis Haslem. Wow, amazing re-signing there. No, I'm just kidding. But no disrespect, Udonis Haslem has been with the Heat for 15, well, it will be 15 seasons now. He's 37 years old. He's won 3 championships with them, with the D-Wade Shaq combo and with the D-Wade LeBron Bosh Ray Allen combo. And when Wade left, Haslem was the team captain, and I guess he still is. So yeah, they still got their captain, they still got their veteran, they still got their leader, you know. So good for them. I don't know how many minutes he'll actually play, but whatever. Moving on. Apparently, oh God, the Celtics are pursuing somebody else. Do we even tease what the lineup would be if this actually went through? Okay, the Celtics are pursuing Anthony Davis, the Brow, the New Orleans boy. He's on like a $140 million contract or something crazy, but apparently the Celtics will now pursue AD throughout the season. Wow, he's only 24 years old. He's the #1 draft pick from 2012, and he's in a league of his own. He averages 28 points per game and 12 rebounds, or at least that was his stats for 2017. And I mean, okay, let's just tease the lineup. What do we got? We got Isaiah Thomas at the 1. Who's even at the 2? Avery Bradley's gone. I don't even know. Whatever. He got Hayward. He got Davis, and you got Horford. It's a super team. It is. It's a super team. It's comparable. It's the Warriors in the East if it happens, honestly. But is it gonna happen? I really don't think so. How lucky would it be, or how insane would it be for the Celtics to get Hayward and Davis in the same season? I don't see it happening. Oh yeah. After this, Dikembe Mutombo is reportedly putting a group together to try to purchase the Houston Rockets. Yeah, it was announced this week that the Rockets are for sale, and they are worth apparently $2 billion. I think I have that under my mattress. No, I actually don't. But if I did, I would not buy the Rockets, mainly because they took Chris Paul. Now, will Mutombo be able to find a group that wants to pay that much money for the Houston Rockets? I'm gonna go ahead and say no to that. God, that was corny, but I had to do it. Who cares? I mean, ownership's cool and all, but we're not billionaires. It's not gonna affect us. Moving on, James Jones, the man, the myth, the legend, the dude that carried LeBron to. I get so sick of hearing that. It's a meme. It's a joke. James Jones is retiring, and he is joining the Phoenix Suns as Vice President of Basketball Ops. So he's gonna be working on recruiting players and all that fun front office jazz. Speaking of the Jazz, I'm sorry, I don't think we have any news for the Jazz, but that would have been a great segue. The Grizzlies have signed Mario Chalmers from the championship Heat team. The real reason LeBron has 2 rings with the Heat. Just kidding. Another cringy joke. He's 31 years old already. Good God. He played with the Grizzlies for the 2015-2016 season. I remember that. And I guess he was a free agent after that. And now he's right back. I mean, I guess they needed some depth, and they still had some ties with him, and they said, screw it, pick him back up. He's pretty good. I like Chalmers, honestly. I really do. The Portland Trailblazers are interested in Carmelo Anthony. Now, Damian Lillard got the mic earlier, and no, it wasn't to drop another god-awful album. It was it was to say that if the Trailblazers did get Melo, they would be it was like a 2nd seed threat or something. Whatever. He said they'd be a threat. I guess. I mean, McCollum and Lillard are a hell of a backcourt, but they didn't do anything last year, and they weren't tanking. I mean, they just didn't click. They didn't have the depth or the consistency. I mean, there were nights when Lillard didn't get 10 points, you know? It was just, I don't know. Will Lillard ever be an all-star? I really don't think he will be now with all the new all-stars from the East and the West. It's just, we'll see. Maybe he'll get it next year, you know? That's what they always say. Maybe next year, Lillard. Maybe next year. Next piece of news. The Celtics released Gerald Green. Fun fact, he's missing a finger. Look it up. The professional dunker and bricklayer. Yeah, he loves those bricks from the three-point line. He really declined last year with the Celtics. They thought they were getting KD, and they got Gerald Green. But, I mean, I wonder who will pick him up. Lob City, maybe? He's missing a finger, but he can still throw down. Alright. Yeah, the endless Carmelo Anthony trade talks. I think we covered it. The Pelicans signed Rondo. Yeah, we did. Okay. Moving on. I have a really interesting segment or whatever for y'all. So, the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves. I called them the champions of free agency earlier in the pod, and that's essentially what they are. It is. It's essentially what they are. They picked up former All-Star Jeff Teague, great point guard, underrated, good contract too, $57 million, not bad. They picked up Jimmy Butler and Taj Gibson. Well, it's Jamal Crawford. They lost Zach LaVine, but after that injury, you don't know how he's gonna come back. He could be a total bust now. I'm really worried for that. You know, I'm a Zach LaVine fan. You know, the dunk contest, he's a hell of an entertainer and a hell of a player, 20 a game player. But I mean, those injuries, they just mess with players sometimes. Look at Andrew Bogut, former #1 draft pick. Look at Derrick Rose, former MVP. Now he's released by one of the saddest teams in recent years of the NBA, the New York Knicks. I mean, it's just, leg injuries are tragic, especially when it's like a tear, like an ACL tear. I've never torn my ACL, but I don't want to, because then I might get released from the Knicks after being the youngest MVP of all time. You know, it's just an awful thing. But okay, where we got sidetracked. The Timberwolves. I said they got Taj, they got Jamal, Jimmy, Jeff. They got some good starters. Yeah, they got some good starters. Everybody is saying this team is going to just pummel everybody in the league, and they haven't even. I don't even know if they practiced together. You know what I'm saying? Like, has summer like practice even began for teams? I don't think it has. But or summer camp, whatever they call it. I don't think it's even begun, but people are already saying, oh, Timberwolves in the finals, or this is the more realistic one that I don't think is realistic, and that's what this whole thing is about. The Timberwolves being second seed in the West. Okay, not even that. The Timberwolves being third seed in the West. I don't even see them doing that. The Timberwolves being fourth seed in the West. We're getting a little more realistic, but that is still pushing it, in my opinion. Let's break down the West. The Warriors are going to be number one. They just are. Just deal with it. Everybody just suck it up and deal with it, because KD is a coward and needs to join a 73-9 team to be taken seriously. Yeah, they're gonna be number one. Number two is gonna be the Spurs, because that's just how they are. Or maybe the Rockets. Either way, it's gonna be either Spurs or the Rockets. And then three, sure enough, is Spurs or the Rockets. So reverse them however you will. After that is the Thunder. It just is. I mean, they still had a great season with Westbrook carrying the team in a historic MVP season, and now they added Paul George to the mix. They can get back to what they were doing with KD and Westbrook, the ball movement and everything, and just offensive barrages. You know what I'm saying? Or is that the right plural of barrage? Barrages? I don't know if it is. We're gonna go with it. But yeah, the Thunder will be fourth, and fifth. Maybe the Timberwolves can like fight for fifth. But are they going to be above fifth? I don't think so. Now, this brings us to some news. The Clippers, yeah, I'm a Clips fan. Blake Griffin is reportedly going to be ready to go for summer camp. I feel like we just did this Jazz last year whenever he was injured, and he came back in time for the camp training. But we're doing it again, damn it. And yeah, the Clippers are still going to be fighting. I don't know if you've been sleeping on them lately, but they managed to lose Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford, JJ Redick, Paul Pierce, Luka Mbah-a-Moute, Diamond Stone, draft pick, and who else? Brandon Bass, Mo Spates, Raymond Felton. Is that everybody? I mean, they lost like their whole team, but they're still hanging on for dear life. They still got some depth. They still got some vets. They still have a very loyal and very just chemistry-driven front court with DeAndre and Blake Griffin. Those guys have both been Clippers their whole career. DeAndre just turned 29 years old, and he's still a Clipper. Probably not going anywhere unless he gets traded. But yeah, the Clippers are gonna hang on, and they're gonna keep fighting. And all y'all that are not including them for your top 8 teams in the West, are you stupid? What have the Nuggets done that is just so impressive? They had a decent, or a mediocre record last year, and now they got Millsap, so it's just gonna be, they're just automatically gonna make the playoffs. It's gonna be a fight to the finish for every single seed in the West. Now the East is gonna be a little merry-go-round, a little fantasy world of rainbows and unicorns. That's a Kristaps Porzingis reference. But the West is going to be a fight to the finish, and honestly, I don't see the Timberwolves going past 5th seed. I'm going to put it down right now. I will release my official standings, my predictions, for next season eventually, when free agency is over, please. But I'm telling you, as many amazing moves as the Timberwolves have pulled off, I don't think that. I've said it 100 times. I don't think they're going to be better than 5th seed. And I have some reasoning for this. And the number one reasoning is that chemistry plays a bigger factor than y'all give it credit for. Yeah, team chemistry. Maybe one of the reasons that the Cavs suffered so heavily in the finals. Maybe one of the reasons that the Clippers have never been able to get up past the second round is just chemistry. In the Spurs, every year they just glide along because They have that core. They have that same coach. They have the same mentality. They have the same system, while every other team is just adding a ton of players and just hoping for the best. I say it every day. I'm going to say it again. This is not NBA 2K My Team mode. You can't just put a bunch of decent players together and go to the finals or win games. It just doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. And that's what the Timberwolves, that's what they did. They got I mean I like it. They have a good starting lineup. But after that, what do they have? Gorgie, whatever his name is, Dang off the bench with Jamal, who is declining and can't play defense. And was it Malcolm Brogdon, I think, also on the bench. That could be completely wrong. I really don't want to, I might edit that out, but that could be completely wrong. But my point is, they don't really have a bench. They have a starting lineup. And y'all aren't looking past that starting lineup. In the West, you can't have a decent starting lineup and be second seed or even like fifth seed. So this team is going to have to figure out how to click. They're going to have to figure out how to stagger their minutes and their players so that they can have consistent scoring and consistent defense. Yes, they do need defense. And Karl Anthony Towns is going to have to figure out how to score without, I don't know, like pushing his players and his defenders to the ground with his shoulder. But yeah, it'll be fun to watch. You know, I mean, plenty of people will play as them on 2K. But my point is, I don't see them getting past 5th seed. If I'm crazy, let me know, but that's my opinion. I've seen a few seasons. All right, we're going to go ahead and end the pod. If I miss any news, I'm sorry, but I think we covered all the big news. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to try to have a guest on soon. I'm actually jumping on a plane in about 9 hours. It's early, but I'm taking a trip to LA. And I'm going to have some fun, but I wanted to bring y'all this last podcast before I got out of town for a few days. It was mostly inspired by the Kyrie Irving news. It's a big deal. As always, thank you for listening. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and let's see if we can get 5 likes on this video. If anybody even makes it this far. Yeah, make sure you keep up with thewinningtake.com. And this is your host, PT, signing out of the Explicit NBA podcast. Kyrie, why?